Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Saturday, April 10, 2021. Deutsche Welle report. Myanmar's security forces kill 82 in Bago. Report. A day-long clampdown by Myanmar's security forces killed 82 people in a town near Yangon. The Assistance Association for Political Prisoners Monitoring Group reported on Saturday. Reports of the violence on Friday in Bago, 65 kilometers, 40 miles, northeast of Yangon, took a whole day to emerge as the violence forced residents to flee to nearby villages. The turmoil in Myanmar has intensified in recent weeks, with protesters refusing to submit despite the ongoing bloodshed following the coup that ousted civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi in February.
Fox report. Street. Vincent awaits new volcanic explosions as help arrives. San Juan, Puerto Rico, cots, tents, and respirator masks poured into the eastern Caribbean island of St. Vincent as officials expected to start distributing them on Saturday, a day after a powerful explosion at La Soufriere volcano uprooted the lives of thousands of people who evacuated their homes under government orders. Nations ranging from Antigua to Guyana offered help by either shipping emergency supplies to their neighbor or agreeing to temporarily open their borders to the roughly 16,000 evacuees fleeing ash-covered communities with as many personal belongings as they could stuff into suitcases and backpacks.
Deutsche Welle report. Turkey's Erdogan voices support for Ukraine amid crisis. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said on Saturday that Turkey was ready to support Ukraine as tensions grow with Russia over its military buildup at the Ukrainian border. Speaking alongside his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky, in Istanbul, Erdogan said the situation could be resolved through dialogue. The Turkish president also said that he supported Ukraine's territorial integrity.
Fox report. Utah deputies shot in the head during shootout outside jail. 2 Salt Lake County deputies are in the hospital Saturday after being shot in the parking lot of the Salt Lake County Metro Jail, sources report. The suspect involved in the shooting was shot and killed during the violent bullet exchange, according to local Fox 13 news outlet. One officer is believed to be in critical condition after being shot through the eye, while the second officer is reportedly in stable condition after also being shot in the head.
CNN report. Manchin says, January 6 changed me, as he calls for bipartisan cooperation. Democratic Sen. Joe Manchin of West Virginia cited the deadly attack on January 6 at the U.S. Capitol as an event that changed his perspective on a divided Washington, saying, "You can't have this many people split to where they want to go to war with each other," as he calls for Democrats and Republicans to work together on top legislative priorities. In a wide-ranging interview with CNN, Manchin underscored his commitment to bipartisanship, warning that he won't be willing to go it alone with Democrats until more serious negotiations get underway with Republicans.
CNN report. An existential threat. The Republicans calling for their party to reject QAnon conspiracy theories. Republican Rep. Peter Meyer has a warning for his party. He fears baseless conspiracy theories like QAnon will destroy the GOP from within if Republicans don't decisively and unequivocally condemn the false and dangerous beliefs and take action to stop their spread. The fact that a significant plurality, if not potentially a majority, of our voters have been deceived into this creation of an alternate reality could very well be an existential threat to the party. Meyer, who was one of 10 House Republicans who voted to impeach former President Donald Trump for inciting the deadly attack at the U.S. Capitol, told CNN in an interview.
BBC report. Giorgos Karivas, veteran crime journalist shot dead in Greece. Giorgos Karivas was shot at least 6 times with a silenced weapon by 2 men on a moped outside his home in Athens. His death shocked us all, said a government spokeswoman. Media freedom organizations said it must be established whether Karivas was killed for his work, which covered organized crime and corruption. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen urged justice for the despicable, cowardly murder.
Al Jazeera report. Libya kicks off delayed COVID-19 vaccination drive. Libya has launched its delayed COVID-19 vaccination drive, with Abdul Hamid Dbeiba, Prime Minister of the country's new unity government, getting his shot on live television. Officially, Libya has registered a total of about 167,000 coronavirus cases, including more than 2,800 deaths, out of a population of 7 million. Its healthcare system has struggled to cope during the pandemic, strained by years of political turmoil and violence.
Fox report. Possible tornado moves toward Florida capital. A tornado warning has been issued by the National Weather Service, NWS, for Florida's capital of Tallahassee. In a series of tweets, the agency warned residents to take shelter and that the warning was in effect until noon ET. The strong line of storms moving along the Florida Big Bend continues to push eastward. Areas east of Decatur, Gadsden, Leon, Wakulla counties should anticipate wind damage from either strong gusts or a tornado, the NWS wrote.
BBC report. COVID. Over 100 Paris restaurant diners fined for violating rules. Officers were called to an address in the capital following a noise complaint and discovered a clandestine gathering. Paris police tweeted on Saturday. Guests were fined for non-compliance with health measures. The tweet said. It comes days after French police launched an investigation into alleged fine dining and parties in the city. Last week, private TV channel M6 broadcast an undercover film it said was from a hidden camera, showing diners enjoying caviar, champagne and truffles at two upmarket venues.
Deutsche Welle report. Far-right AfD calls for normal Germany at conference. The populist Nationalist Alternative for Germany, AfD, launched its two-day party conference in the eastern city of Dresden on Saturday, showing a disregard for pandemic control guidelines by having some 570 delegates attend the event in person. The conference aims to finalize the party's manifesto ahead of national elections expected in September. Its chosen election slogan is, Germany. But normal.
Al Jazeera report. Almost 180-degree turnaround. More Black Americans open to jabs. More Black people in the United States say they are open to receiving coronavirus vaccines. A new survey shows. An encouraging sign that one community leader described as almost a 180-degree turnaround from earlier in the pandemic. According to the late March poll by the Associated Press news agency and NORC Center for Public Affairs Research, about 24% of Black people said they would probably or definitely not get vaccinated.
Al Jazeera report. Irish PM warns against spiral in Northern Ireland violence. The Irish Prime Minister, Michael Martin, warned against a spiral back into sectarian conflict in Northern Ireland on Saturday, after a week-long streak of unrest continued with 14 police injured in the latest night of clashes. Disorder sparked in pockets of Belfast, the capital of Northern Ireland, on Friday night with petrol bombs and masonry thrown at officers. The Police Service of Northern Ireland, PSNI, said.
Fox report. Pope Francis commends Prince Philip's devotion to marriage and family public service. Pope Francis praised the late Prince Philip for his commitment to marriage and a life of public service. In a telegram sent by the Vatican Secretary of State and made public on Saturday, Francis said he was saddened to learn of Philip's death on Friday at age 99. He also offered Queen Elizabeth II heartfelt condolences for the loss of her husband of 73 years, recalling Prince Philip's devotion to his marriage and family, his distinguished record of public service and his commitment to the education and advancement of future generations. His Holiness commends him to the merciful love of Christ our Redeemer. Read the telegram sent in the Pontiff's name.
BBC report. Sexual health. I can't tell my mum I'm having sex. The elderly woman doctor there had talked down to her and dumped a stack of pamphlets on her, as if I was stupid, the 24-year-old student recalled. I felt judged the entire time too, as if it was my fault if I got an infection because I shouldn't have been having sex with my boyfriend in the first place, she said. But now, the country's internet savvy are being offered alternative options, thanks to a bunch of telehealth startups which have popped up in the city-state in the last year, all with a focus on sexual health.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.